First of all, President Bush is someone who believes very much in freedom and democracy, and I think always had a natural affinity for countries that were democratic. Secondly, he had been very much impressed by the energy of the Indian diaspora in Austin, Texas, around the high-tech areas. And so I think for him, India brought together these two remarkable interests in democracy and in innovation and technology, and he was somewhat couldn't understand why the relationship hadn't gone further than it had. And so he made it an article of faith in his administration that we would take the Indian relationship as far as we could. Absolutely, President Bush, then Governor Bush, asked us to look at what could be done with India. And of course there was this barrier, which was the problem of the nuclear program and all of the constraints that were there, therefore, on technological cooperation. I think people sometimes don't realize that it wasn't just about civil nuclear, it was also about technology. And so what we did was to, early on in the administration, began a kind of roadmap on technological cooperation, which eventually then gave way to the civil nuclear deal. I remember the day that he signed the civil nuclear deal, and he was just as happy at that moment as I saw him in his entire presidency. He was really, really pleased that the relationship had gone that well. We talk about India all the time. When he came here, he very much asked me to give regards to all of his friends here. And so yes, he's very much still focused on what's happening. He asks from time to time, how's the civil nuclear deal playing out? And so yes, very much. The technology side is moving forward, even if the nuclear side is moving somewhat more slowly. But I'm hoping that there will be some breakthroughs on the nuclear side as well. It's hard for the president to have attention on everything. And it has to be the case that relationships like the U.S.-India relationship will also be self-sustaining. And so everyone has to work very hard, from defense to state to commerce and trade, to make sure that the relationship is moving forward. But I know that this continues to be of great interest to members of Congress. It continues to be of great interest to the administration. And so it may not be that we've got the kind of major burst in the relationship that we had over the last several years, but it's still there and it's still important in America.